Cherisse, Sweeney, hello. Thank you for joining me. First of all, tell me a bit about yourself and why you think you are the right person to be the mayor of San Luis Obispo.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Scott. Well, I am first and foremost, I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I've been in land use consulting for over a decade, and I am a business owner downtown. I have a deep love for our community. I'm very connected to the issues that we're faced with today and things that we're being challenged with. I'm a seventh generation native to the Central Coast. I'm looking forward to helping us get through this next chapter of what we're facing here as a community and uniting people and coming together to get through this next chapter together.
What will be your top priorities if you're elected mayor?
My top priorities right now are things that I'm personally being affected by, and so is our community. I think it's our community's top priority, and that's our public health and safety. I think it's something that's definitely been put on the back burner for a little bit, and it's been brought to the surface with what we're being faced with during COVID and during time of crisis. We're already in a vulnerable place, and I think it's time that we make that the forefront of what we need to start focusing on and paying more attention to. So if we don't have a safe and a healthy community, the vitality, the recovery, our economic vitality, a lot of that's going to be really hard to follow if we can't become safe and healthy in our community.
When you hear from voters, what is the number one thing that they bring up to you?
It's really our safety and our homelessness issue that we have happening right now. Everyone's feeling very vulnerable to it. And I know downtown specifically, just from what I've seen over the last 8 years, there's been a steady decline. And looking at the statistics, just in the last 2 years, that decline has increased incredibly with our youth. We have our youth right now, the homeless and transient population right now is becoming younger, and they are falling victim to substance abuse, and there's some mental illness that we're having a tough time finding the resources to treat right now. It's a problem, and it's just going to be, it's been exasperated with COVID as well, and what we're seeing happening in our homes. So we need to get to our youth. We need to start helping our youth and providing some services before they become unsheltered right now. It's not an easy problem to fix. It's not a quick fix. It's going to take time, but it's also going to take a devoted focus.
What kind of things do you think the city can do to help local businesses get through the pandemic?
You know, we have an opportunity with our beautiful new airport and with Cal Poly and Cuesta and our college students and our youth to partner with some of those groups to help them be a part of the vitality and the recovery. They're here and they're huge assets to our community, and I think it's something that's really underrepresented and under-celebrated. And I think right now, between the talent pool that we get from Cal Poly and Cuesta and the families that are coming to the area, I think we really need to embrace that right now. And I think that's going to be a big part of our recovery. Our tourism is a huge part of what makes San Luis special and what draws people to us. So I think it's really important to start embracing that and look at how they can help us through this next chapter of recovery. I think they can play a really big positive part in that. And I think they want to be embraced and be a part of our community here, especially our downtown. They have a lot to offer.
There have been more Black Lives Matter protests and calls for police reform in San Luis Obispo than any other city in that area. Why do you think that is, and what is your takeaway from all of it?
You know, jumping ahead to what my takeaway is from all of it, I think it's a breakdown in healthy communication. And it has been from the beginning. You know, being downtown and being a business owner, I've had direct interaction with them, and I have felt the stresses of what we're facing with opening and closing constantly downtown. And I've had my own communications with them, and we've had a very healthy communication, and to not always agree on everything, but to make sure that both parties are heard. And not just both parties, it's really as a human interaction, that we're heard and everyone has a voice and has an opportunity to be listened to. I think that's been one of our challenges that we have faced here. Is it's been a fundamental breakdown in healthy communication.
Lastly, one or two issues that we have not touched on yet that you'd like to bring up?
Yes, our economy right now is suffering, and I'm seeing as a business owner, it rapidly, our jewel of a downtown is suffering, and I'm not a candidate running just to preserve our downtown, but I think for those of us that have been here for a long time, really recognize that is the heart of our community that a lot of us share and celebrate. And I think to really focus on getting it clean and safe and in a place where people feel comfortable coming back to as a community and coming together. I think it's really important to unite right now. And I think to use our downtown as that uniting spot to come together in a safe way, I think is something that's going to be a wonderful thing for us to embrace in the future, to come together.
Okay, Cherisse, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate the time, Scott.